Yeah, that sounded like it was recording.
Yeah, it worked. It worked. We're live. It's hot. The mic is hot.
Did you know the Asp Scout is more maneuverable than most of the other ships in the game?
0 days. Zero
Yep.
fucking days.
Good God. Good God.
I actually was trolling some gankers with my Asp Scout, but I'll talk about that later.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Yeah,
Or
what
we
can
could
talk
just
about
call
now?
it here, and that's a podcast. I mean,
All right. Good night.
Bye. No, not yet. Not yet. We got some things to talk about. We've got a new ship. We've got a CG that literally will just not end. It just won't end. They will not stop the CG. More at 11.
you know, I'm making bank, so at the moment, I'm actually okay with that.
I know you are. Proud of you.
Well,
I
We'll
feel like
talk
you wanted to scruff his hair when you said that. I'm proud of you, buddy. Just
Oh, pal.
Pat
scruff his
Lark on
hair.
the head.
Good job, Scout.
Good job, Scout. We're just gonna
I
say
hate
call
you both.
Scout.
I just want to be on record.
Fuck up, little camper.
You
All
say
right, let's
fuck up or something else, because I heard that differently.
oof.
Take it how you want to.
Oh, goodness.
Well, you guys can hear how this is going so far. This is you tuned in, you saw us the list, you saw it on the list, it popped up on your radar. I don't know, people get notifications for this? Yeah, we do a thing on the Discord. Well, anyways, it happened again. It's the 295th episode for the 31st of July.
3311. Oh, I jumped the gun.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
That's fine. 3311 2025.
33.
Oh, it's great.
Yes.
All right. Well, this is Commander Baromir here with my good friend Lark Shadow.
Hello.
And my other good friend Chig.
Oh, I thought you were just going to be like my good friend Lark Shadow and Chig.
I was waiting for it.
I did consider it.
Hello, I am here.
He's here. And we've got we've got three fellers flying around in a Panther Clipper Mark II. And I did not expect all three of us to be doing this, especially not you, Chig. I did not expect this of you at all.
I did say that I was not going to buy it, and then they pulled a marketing stunt where I had to buy it. So,
Didn't have to. It was just encouraged.
No, let me just. For those that don't know, there's a CG going on right now that is a hauling CG. Normally, I don't care, but they've added a module, a pair of modules, and then if you're in the upper 75%, you get two of each of these modules, which are extra, I don't know, TARDIS based.
I think Mary Poppins.
I think everyone called it non-Euclidean cargo racks.
Yes.
Two big words for me too. I just know what he said.
And now, I'm a guy that doesn't like to haul much, right? It's not normally my gig. But when you don't like to haul, you're going to want to do it in the most efficient way possible, which means these cargo racks will come in handy someday, and there's no indication they will ever be available any other way. I mean, I hope they end up in a tech broker. Some people have talked about maybe going to an engineer or something like that, but I think logically, I think tech broker would be the way to go, because it seems like you're not just stripping out an old cargo rack. These are like new,
right.
Even though they call them pre-engineered, which is a weird way of you're calling them pre-engineered when there's no way to engineer them in game. So maybe they are going to add an engineer, so then these are pre-engineered. But I digress. So I decided if I want these cargo racks, so that transporting cargo will be easier for me, and I want to make sure I'm in the top 75 of this particular CG, I needed to have the Panther Clipper. So I bought the Clipper. I've got it set up. I've been running. I have been pulled by gankers now officially 10 times. They have yet to kill me. They have dropped my shields once. I am going to modify this ship to carry less cargo and be more like bait and see what I can do to just make their day miserable. I don't know how much killing of gankers I can do, but I know I can occupy their time more than I'm doing now. I've just been high waking out. I did have one ganker follow me to the next system one time, which was, I'm like, oh wow, you are determined. But then I learned that you just high wake out, and then you just SCO a good ways from the start. You don't have to worry about that at all. Got my shields recharged. Yeah. Oh yeah. So that's why I have it. Just to make an activity I'm not a huge fan of just easier for me. And I'm sure that's why some people are doing it. Other people just love transporting. They just want to see the biggest number they can put up. So of course they want that. And those things combined have made this the biggest CG they've ever done. It's approaching 30,000 commanders have signed up for this thing, I think.
So good.
Look,
28,000.
505. Yep.
That's it. Yeah.
And that's over 6,000 more than the next biggest one, which was Cocky Joe when Seoul was attacked, right? That CG had 22,000 and change, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So defending Earth was less important than carrying more cargo, apparently.
The Elite Dangerous Universe, that tracks.
Yes, it definitely tracks.
Yeah, it
but
does.
I'm going to tell people, if you're doing this and you're doing it in open, if you're a person who swears by open, there are gankers. I have 0 weapons on this ship, but I'm being pulled. So these are just literally people who just want to, ruin people's days. So be prepared for that, and also be prepared for waiting for landing pads at a Coriolis, which is kind of insane to me, because there's so many people doing it that the pads are full a lot of times.
Oh,
and I think
are.
The pads are full because people are sitting there selling cargo 1 ton at a time so they could get more merits. Don't get me started on that.
We'll get to that.
Discuss it later.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the very short story about how I am in a Panther Clipper right now. What do you think of it?
I feel like we were just holding you back from like a fight just now. Like 2 guys just holding you back from like, no, don't, man, don't
do it. Don't mention it yet. Not yet.
Mark, you want to check in? How has your Panther Clipper journey been? How's your week been?
Oh goodness, I have been having, on the times that I have been able to log into Elite, which has not been as much as I want to, which says something. I have been having a blast flying this ship. It is everything I wanted out of a large ship. After a week flying it, it has officially replaced my T10. My T10 is completely stripped down and just mothballed at this point. And the Panther Clipper has completely replaced it. And at the moment, I am making 51 million a trip and getting like 800 or 900 merits a trip as well. I've gone up 3 or 4 PowerPlay ranks, and I'm just going for those Concorde cannons, man. I want them so bad.
Worth it.
Interesting. What about you?
Yeah, they're a good time.
How about you, Bear?
Baromer.
Yeah. Barmer. You got to pronounce it like Oblivious does. Yeah.
The emphasis on the right syllable.
Yeah.
Hashtag thanks, man.
Oh man. Yep. Okay. So this week, this was the week prior. I almost spent no time in Elite because I was completely obsessed with Medieval Dynasty, which is a game in which you start off a like kind of a survival crafting game, and then you build a village and then populate it with people whom you assign tasks to. So then it becomes like a management automation game, and that's my bag right there.
Well, now, did one of those people then build you a flux capacitor, and now you're back to the future?
There might be something to that, because the only thing that pulled me out of that fog of growing cabbage, onions, and carrots to make stews.
Carrots.
You gotta look at carrots. Was the Panther Clipper Mark II. I didn't buy it on launch day. I did buy it just in time for our podcast, if you listened to it last week. And I have spent, I think, every day, at least for an hour or two, flying around this thing. I haven't hauled in a very long time. My first love in Elite Dangerous was hauling. I made my first, my first small fortune that way. Getting up my big ships. A lot of it. It was a lot of perusing a Nara, learning how to use the Gal map to find commodities until I found a Nara.
Yeah.
Right. Back then there was EDDB.io, the Elite Dangerous database. And man, what a great tool for actually building trade routes that like looped you back around. Kind of difficult to do that now unless you're using like Spanch, the tourist planner for Spanch. But anyways, that's how I spent my time. Then I met you guys, and I haven't really hauled it again, except for those few occasions for PowerPlay for the younger, which we'll talk about a little bit later. And I'm colonizing. I haven't colonized. I made one. I got a colonization system. I planted down my flag. I built I shouldn't say I built because the screws really came together because I have ADD and built pretty much my settlement or my outpost. And I finished. Well, I'm going to finish my second build. So I built an installation this week, and then I'm going to build a ground settlement tonight in this next haul. And I'm back, baby. Panther Clipper brought me right back to haul, and here I am. I have one trip for the CG. I'm gonna get my one set of racks. I'm fine with it. I'm going to my colonization system. We'll see. So, I don't know how long this is going to last for, but whatever. It's happening now.
Part of the reason I ended up over here hauling is because I completed my other little goal. I finally got Elite Triple X. I'm Elite 5/6 and the 5 main disciplines. Then my one Elite in CQC gives me 31. And by the way, FDev counts, the first Elite is 0, so you need 31 to get Elite Triple X, right? By my crazy Wookiee math. So I got that done this week. So then I didn't really have a next goal in mind yet. And then this CG was going on. So I started hauling a couple days ago. And that's how I ended up with it. But I mean, Lark said he loves the way the ship flies. What do you think about, how it flies?
I love getting into this right away because it's a big ship. It feels like a big ship, but it is markedly more agile than a Type 10, which really isn't saying much, to be clear. But a Type 10 compared to a Type 9 is like a sports car. I don't know what it is about. Yeah, honestly. We could probably go through some stats. Actually, check us that you're on because we can probably have an intelligent conversation about stats, which we lamented last week. Yeah, we both said it.
I mean, fair, but hey.
But no, this thing is actually pretty nimble. All things considered, it still does feel big. In VR, it's fantastic to have this huge, wide cockpit view. The canopy is really wide. I really enjoy that in VR. I sure wish it had a little bit more height to it, but it's fine. It's not as bad as like the Cutter cockpit, which I've seen only in videos because I'm probably never going to unlock that ship.
Same.
Yeah, I absolutely enjoy. What do you think, Chick?
Well, I mean, it's kind of just in the mix with all the big ships. It is much more nimble than the ships you mentioned. It doesn't have the massive drift that the Cutter has. Cutter takes half the galaxy to come to a halt. So that is nice. The view, as you said, is interesting. It's like an ultra widescreen monitor. So it just seems very short, but super wide, which is interesting. I hate to say, I'm not going to call it the cockpit. The bridge is what it is just, it's trying to think of the best way to describe it. It's lonely. There's chairs.
It's a Jorgen Peterson ship.
There's all these chairs in there, and if you're not multi-crewing at all, they're just empty. And you look around the cockpit, and it's just kind of weird to see all this empty space. These different, looks like, tack station, nav station kind of thing set up, and nobody's there. You're just alone. I imagine, you're sitting in the cockpit and talking to yourself and it's echoing. So, that's kind of odd. The
Well,
weird,
at least it's good acoustics for singing by yourself as you're flying through space.
echoing
probably
is
is.
usually not good acoustics.
Depends on what you're going for, but sure.
Because it's all metal railings, metal floor. Well, tracks should be here to tell us how the acoustics would be, but I'm
Right.
imagining it's pretty goddamn awful. But lastly, the light flickering issue they definitely need to get that.
Oh, that needs fixed.
Yeah,
100%.
like where I've been picking up my CMM composites, I'm glad
That's a
I don't
ground
suffer
port.
from.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad I don't suffer from seizure stuff, because it is
It's
really
that bad. I
Yeah,
agree
oh yeah.
completely.
It's insane. So hopefully they get that fixed pretty quick. I don't know that the night vision somehow looks better right now. I don't know what they did, and I don't know if it's just this ship or not. And honestly, comparing how this thing
It's
flies
every
is
ship.
tough.
I noticed the night vision was better in my Asp Scout as well, because you have that cockpit in there where you're just looking at everything in every direction. And
Gotcha.
it's a lot more crisp than it used to be.
0 days. But I'd only been flying the Cobra Mark V for the last month or longer,
Ish. Yeah.
except for the night that we did. Except for the night that we did the
Sumo night.
T10 fight, and that really
I don't
made
care
me
what you
not.
guys say. That was a blast for me.
That was it was fun. It was boring. Like somebody was saying, we should do that with these things. I just you're just lining up and just shooting each other. There's no piloting
You're
skill
having fun
involved.
in the slowest way possible.
But as I said, that's why comparing how this ship flies is tough for me, because I was in like one of the zippiest ships there is, and now I'm flying this. So everything about this feels sluggish, but it does handle well, especially like at the CG system. You're flying around and entering the station. There's so many ships, and the docking slot is full. Ships are stuck in there and stuff. And this thing will fit through the slot at the same time as an Anaconda. I squeeze in. Yeah, we definitely squeezed past each other, but you
If the
can
Conda has a ship
maneuver
feed,
this
you'll
thing.
definitely get caught on that. Ask me how I know.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah. So yeah, I like how it flies. Now we'll ask Lark, and he'll compare it to the Asp Scout or the Type 10. Go.
Yeah, I'm comparing it to the Type 10 because for me, this is everything I wanted the Type 10 to be, in that you have more room to make that true large multi-purpose out of it with lean towards hauling, but you can still defend yourself and well. You're not going to win every fight, but my gosh, are you going to make them think twice about coming after you? At least with my setup.
Yeah,
Well,
I
I'm not
totally
using
agree with that.
turreted cannons anymore. I tried that; it didn't work.
When do I get to fight it with something? I want to try fighting it.
I don't know. Go get your freaking Cobra.
Oh, I could do that.
I'm just
But
saying.
no, I need to get this thing set up first. Sometime this week we'll do that, or this
Yes,
weekend.
yes.
Let's do that, because I want to. I like I said, I haven't even engaged one of these things because it's what I've been flying. I keep getting pulled by Panther 2s and Corsairs again and again. I've been pulled officially 10 times now. I've got a running tally, and I got the names of the people that are doing it because I'm always interested in that. But I'll never call out a ganker on the show because they want attention. So I'd love to shame people for doing it, but I'm just not going to do it. So
You have a stronger constitution than I.
So quick question. So obviously, this is the Panther Clipper's only available for ARCs right now. This is a large ship and is also the most expensive ship that we've had to buy so far.
It is not even close as far as how expensive it is. It is well in first place.
Yeah, absolutely. And Lark, did you go for the Stellar or the Standard Edition?
I got the Stellar Edition because I am lazy and did not want to have to fly all over to find the A-rated crap or even go to Shinrarta. I just wanted to have it. And so in my current setup, which is right now really geared towards cargo. But like in my normal multi-purpose setup for it, my rebuy is still only 3.9 million, which I'm extremely happy about. Would recommend. Worth the money.
Mm-hmm.
And I only say that because in the last CG, my T10 got blown up so much that by the time this ship came out, I did not have enough money to get the reactive armor for it. Straight up.
Yeah, that is a great point. We talked last week, just credit wise, also really the most expensive ship, give or take, to Alpha. Now I don't know that for a fact, but Chig, you got the standard edition, right?
Correct.
Have you A-rated the ship out? Was it an expensive buy?
Oh yeah, it's very pricey to fully kit out. And the reason I went regular edition rather than stellar is because I hate the tagged modules. I mean, I hate you can't store them, you can't do anything with them. So if I bought the stellar, I was just going to replace every module on. So I went with that. And I'm not flying the ship to look cool, so I didn't need the ship kit. Though I did end up buying a paint job anyway, just because I didn't want to stick with the base paint job.
Yeah, you gotta.
But I digress. Yeah, no, I went standard just for that reason. If they didn't tag those modules with that stupid purse that you can't store them, you can't do anything with them, they would have gotten more arcs out of me. But I couldn't. I can't do it. I replace every one of those modules on these ships. So, what did you go with? You went with Stellar, right?
Yeah, even I did. Even if you could store them and you could only use them again on that same ship, I think that would even be acceptable.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, I did go for the Stellar Edition. I do it for the spoiler, the paint job, and the Owners Club tag.
I put the
little
Owners
banner.
Club tag on my Sidewinder.
Yeah, you got the Owners Club tag with standard also, though.
Nice.
I'm getting a refund. This is unacceptable. But okay, so here's where I wanted to get to this before we go into our normally scheduled program. The Panther Clipper, if you guys haven't already seen, the standard edition is 19,000 arcs, and the Stellar edition 30,000 arcs. And if you got the US dollar as your currency, and you don't have any arcs at all in your account, so you have to go to the store and get some more arcs for your account. Your two choices are, if you're going for the standard edition, you're paying right around $19. It's going to be less than that in arcs, but that's the 25,000 arcs is $19. So consider that. So a little bit less than $19 for the standard. And then if you want to go get 38,000 arcs, well, there isn't a 38,000 arcs choice.
You have to get the bigger one.
You either have to do the 51,000 arcs for $38, or you have to get the 25,000 arcs for 19, and then the 16,000 arcs for 13. This is an expensive ship. This is not for the faint of heart. This is real DLC. This is not a microtransaction deal. This is just a transaction.
Worth it to me.
I think it's worth it too, but I'm not going to yell at anybody, or I'm not going to say anything about anybody who's not buying this ship.
Get it.
Yeah.
The only discussion that you've seen around is, is this pay to win? Is it skirting that? It without a doubt, it is.
Yeah.
Because, especially when they did a CG where this is hands down the best ship in order to do said CG. And, you can go the argument that, well, it's going to be available for credits later, so you could just wait. Yes, but the CG with these exclusive rewards is happening now. So there's definitely, something to that. But the fact that the CG is only the top, 75%, and it's not like the top 25%. So a lot of, it's pretty easy to get into that. But then again, with almost 30,000 people doing the CG, there's 7,500 people that are not going to get the double rewards, so
well, they should have played more.
It's sketchy. Well, you can always say that, and I'm of the belief, that age demographic of this game and stuff, there's a lot of, you never underestimate the disposable income middle-aged men have for their hobbies, you know. So,
Right.
so the microtransaction stuff, and like you said, this isn't even a microtransaction. Once you start getting into flopping down a $20 bill or $30 for a ship that you could wait a month to get, that is obviously asking a bit more. And I feel bad for people that, you know, might be having tougher times and unable to do something like that too easily, because, you know,
That's
you
true.
can say that. So, I mean, I guarantee you there's going to be some people who this is the line in the sand that they're not going to cross. But
Yep.
then again, there's other people that just don't give a fuck. I mean, there's a lot of people who, you know, would love to be able to pay cash for credits, pay cash for, you know, engineered modules, all of that stuff, you know. So, and I'm of the feeling, you know, not everybody has the same amount of time to play, but I don't want this to turn into Star Citizen either. But difference between this and Star Citizen is Star Citizen is wiping progress occasionally and stuff, which is insane to me.
No
Whereas,
difference between this and Star Citizen is this is released.
well, if you can play it, I consider it unleased. I mean, I
Okay.
mean, honestly, you can say this is a full release game, but with the number of bugs and stuff, it might as well be a beta game because they're always adding stuff. Any live service game to me is beta because it's constantly being improved and fixed and new stuff added to it. So that whole argument that, you know, Star Citizen isn't released, people have been playing it for a fucking decade. The game's released. It's just released in a really shitty state. This is at least in a somewhat better state.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, the difference being that you're gonna be able to buy this ship with in-game currency, 100%, and we will likely get another opportunity in some way to get these pre-engineered cargo racks eventually. I don't think these will have the same, hoping that they don't have the same like frequency or rarity as the like that point defense that comes up every couple of years. So totally understand folks not buying the ship, not knocking you at all. This is for sure pay to win in this very specific situation.
Yes.
And we'll see. I mean, and if you're a PowerPlay power who right now, and we'll talk about this later, you know, you're doing, you know, large profit trading, or you're doing rares trading, and you happen to have a large amount of cargo. I think the Panther Clipper's probably overkill for rares trading in most cases.
Probably.
But trade is a huge part of PowerPlay. So if you have an entire fleet for the next 3 months of Panther Clippers out there, you're going to have an edge.
100%.
Yeah.
Friggin'
any other words? Any other words on the Panther Clipper for a little mini discussion?
Let me see. Let me check the notes at the bottom of my notebook here. Any scribbles? No, it's good. I have noticed, I don't know if you guys have seen, like, jumping into the CG system, I'm occasionally getting the jump screen that's like I'm being hyperdicted, but I'm not.
I've heard this.
You guys seen that?
Yeah, I think that has something to do with how many people are in system, and the instances are just going crazy and don't know what to frickin' do with themselves.
Ah, interesting. Yeah, because I mean, I you know, I've been you know, jumping away, you know, from gankers, and then I've done that run now. I don't know, I've run 20 loads, I think, and occasionally I get that weird jump screen, and sometimes it's like it's a hyperdiction screen, but it seems to be going backwards. Just I don't know, just plenty of weirdness going on. So
Yeah,
I
the
think
net
you guys
code
have
is
noticed that.
not happy. It's probably related to that.
Yeah, but I've never seen that without hyperdiction. So that's why I ask. But all right, sounds
Or
good.
salvation.
Definitely.
I hope so.
God, he shows up at the end of this. Well,
We
it's
can hope.
official. I just built Hennessy Mining Exchange, my first mining ground port.
Nice. Is that our transition into the other ship? Are we just going to just tackle ships right off the bat and skip everything else?
That would have been a fantastic segue. we're gonna park it for a second. We're gonna put a tag in it, and we're gonna go with a little.
Incoming priority message. Quadrant.
Maybe.
It's trying.
Does it come in and out?
Perfectly before we started recording.
Yeah. Well, we're sorry, folks. We're still having.
I don't care.
We're still having some technical difficulties. here. I think I know how I could have done that better, and that would have been preparation. Well, since that's not the case.
Who are you? We don't do that around here.
No. No, I literally took a nap before this podcast and just woke up and logged into Discord. All right, let's see. I don't often do this, so I'm going to do it. It's been 1 week since anyone has said in this weekly podcast that the BGS is broken.
BGS is broken.
It's broken. Still broken, but we do have some notes here. I love that Blooming Wind still updates this. Even he just leaves that first bit in there. I do love that. The man has perseverance built into his bones.
Indeed.
All right, the BD front started another control war with BD plus 49, 39, 37. We're up 3-0 on day 4. Hopefully victorious by the time that you're listening to this on this beautiful Friday.
And if not, you will see the swear words in the Loose Screws faction Discord.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, visit that channel. 7 Andromeda is in boom. Also for your power players out there. Get some good prices for your things. Get some high profit trade in there. Totally to do your thing. So that's cool. But probably the scenarios in there too. So maybe do some bounty hunting. War in Juan. That's a Juan. We're ignoring
Juan.
against our friends Utlagarnir. Oh man, he does that so much better than me.
Is that the Swedish group?
Sounds like it could be. Or
Just
it's like
guess.
a big old wolf reference. Deep cut. Operation Kegstand. We're still pushing FZ Andromedae into boom by delivering high demand items. Mainly silver from V640 Cassiopeia is easiest. Then Megaship scenarios will be triggered, and then we can have fun, hopefully undermining Antal in there. I love how the squad update now is just PowerPlay.
That's okay.
So that's fine. And here, how about the PAX Screwiana update? That's the peace and screw world, screw space. We have 23,644,105,873 citizens.
Dang.
Shareholders. That's quite a bit. That is in 267 star systems, 73 vested star systems. Those are controlled, I'm assuming. 199 stations, 332 settlements, 93 installations, and 1 megaship. And that's been your squad update.
Is the megaship named Screw Off?
That'd be great.
Right?
That'd be great.
I don't know if it is, but in my head it is.
Come to the Discord. We will repost BGS standing orders, and yes, there are still standing orders that Bloom still posts nearly every day, if not absolutely every day. Way more often than I post PowerPlay orders. That's for sure.
I will say the BGS orders are usually more simple than they have been in the past, simply because of how broken some of the BGS is. Mm-hmm. But we still have fun with it, so come join in. We're having a blast when we're not on a CG.
A while ago, we kept track of our systems that were overheating so that we can try and make it not overheating. We just got straight up. We just got rid of that section. Don't bother with it.
It was overheating so bad it burned it away, so we're just leaving it fly.
That's the way to do it. So yeah, you can find priorities, what systems we needed some boost, and where we have some special operators. And that's that. Okay, let's move on to the next.
To the average size?
This is not going to work this time.
This is the short PP report.
It's trying.
No.
Wah, 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 wah.
I'm just going to stop it.
Goddamn Clippy's ruining everything.
Clippy is ruining everything. I turned off CRISPR for this. Still didn't work. Well, it's average size. Get your facts straight.
Get your facts straight.
Soontil Relics, guys. Cycle 40 is in full effect. 40 weeks of PowerPlay 2.0. Wow, that's wild. Soontil Relics are back in high supply. That means that the source system Niguri is in Boom and apparently Civil Liberty, which I guess are the two, which is like the best combination of BGS states that create a really market of supply for items.
That also means by the time this podcast is done and you're done listening to it, they will be gone again.
Likely yes. Likely yes. So I think this went into Boom like 2 days ago. Is it the tick is like every 3 days or every day? State change. Yeah, we're not equipped. We're not equipped to discuss this BGS business.
No.
But hey, if you got lucky enough to hit it, hopefully you acquired some systems, because that's really the best thing to do with your relics. Go acquire systems. So maybe next week we'll see. Actually, we're going to see a lot of huge gain in our leaderboard later on, but hopefully more as well. Before we get, actually, you know what? Let's do this. Let's do the leaderboard first. We'll see if we got any good updates, and then we're going to have a little bit of conversation around trading PowerPlay and why it's dumb, unless it's rare.
We're not going to have a conversation. We're going to have 3 separate rants. Let's be honest.
It's old man screams at clouds. All right, so let's go through the leaderboard. I'm just going to continue to stick with K5's website. We're going to use Nicey's PowerPlay point algorithm, but we're going to use K5's site. So at the bottom, in 12th place, we have Patreus with 1,311 points. That makes him, last place. So I don't know how you ended up there, bud, but there you are, all the way down there. It's
below
so bad.
Torval.
It's so bad that you're below Torval. Yeah. To be fair, Torval's putting in some work with 31 points, given that new total. In fact, Torval has this week 2 additional strongholds. So
I have a theory behind that, but we'll get back to that after the standings.
Okay. Let's we'll put a bookmark in it. Delane, Archon Delane, the Anarchist pirate, 1,530 points in 10th place. Winters in 9th place with 1,551 points. Nakato Kane, 1,795 points. I sure wish Nakato gets up there. I don't know what I got a soft spot for Nakato.
Okay, hey.
It's something between Mahone and Nakato Kane. I don't know. Maybe it's just like a political thing. I don't know. It's just so boring. I like it. Let me go ahead and Antal.
Boring. I
love it. It's something. I love bureaucracy.
So
then we have our folks Antal to the polar south of us. They have 1,955 points in 7th place. And then we have our mortal enemy, Archer, with 2,174 points in 6th place. So there's that. Let's see, how's Archer doing on strongholds? Archer gained 2 strongholds. In fact, pretty much everybody gained 2 strongholds this week, except for the folks that didn't gain any strongholds. And then there's Leon Grui. Get to in a second. Grom. As far as, this is really interesting, as far as Nicey's leaderboards have gone, Grom is now in 5th place. With 2,519 points. This is where things are getting pretty interesting, guys. We're seeing some major movement.
Lions
in 4th place. In 4th place. Remember where we were 40 weeks ago, right? Let's go back in time 40 weeks ago. And who's at the top? Who's at the top? It was Mahone was at the top 40 weeks ago. He had decimated PowerPlay 1 because no one participated in it, and they won by default, I guess. And now they're dropped down 4th place in Nicey's leaderboards with 2,999 points, which means we haven't heard this name yet. Lee Yongrui, 3rd place this week on the podium, 3,006 points, with the largest gain in points of 94 points this week. That is 5 additional strongholds, 7 additional fortifieds, and 16 additional exploited systems.
Serious stonks for everyone.
nice.
All the stonks. The numbers are flying. And last but not least, I'm sorry. There's 2. There's Arissa Lavinia Duval in 2nd
just
place.
said the Empire and left it at that.
It is the Empire. It's Return to the Empire. Arissa Lavinia Duval at 3,446 points in 2nd place. And Ashling Duval in 3,797 points in first place with 83 additional points on the board. That's right, Ashling got 43 exploited systems this week, and two strongholds. That is still enormous. It's a huge gain. And those are your this week's Power Play rankings. Lark, what do you think about Torval?
So here's what I think is going on with Torval and Petraeus and why I think they're related. Go ahead and put your Empire-provided tinfoil feet picks on, if you would. Yeah. And hang with me for a sec, because I think there are factions within the Empire that really, really, really do not like Senator Petraeus. Like, even more so than Torval. They hate him enough that they just want him gone, like straight up. And I think there is a concerted effort within the Empire to push Torval into the space where Petraeus was. So Petraeus keeps falling down and down and down until it finally gets to a point that Senator Petraeus loses power completely and has to step down. That's what I think is going on there. I have no proof. That's just my gut reaction from watching it.
I'd love for that to be the case. We've been talking so much about PowerPlay 2.0, this next phase of Elite and having player-driven story. Even if there's no God handing involved, which I really hope there isn't, and I don't think there is. It'd be great if the game writers or ChatGPT was adapting right to these standings. Petraeus is in last place, stays in last place. Well, guess what, bud? You're not winning re-election or whatever the thing he does.
Because look at the Federation, for example. Felicia Winters is president, but Archer is basically Hudson's meat puppet. He's just got his hand up there, and anything Archer says, it's because Hudson is moving his hand and telling him to say it. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what's going on in the Empire, but it doesn't feel like it's that, and that's really interesting.
Yeah, I agree. All I know is that Grandma Torval is really disappointed in Ashling's ability to pay attention in class. That's all I know. That's that.
That's okay. I don't think Ashling ever listened to the Spider Queen anyways, so whatever.
Yeah, that's fair.
Probably freaked her out every time her head just got up off her neck and walked off to get a drink.
Was that always there? Was that there the whole time? Okay, so before we finish this average short size PP report, we have a short topic. We have a couple mini discussions this episode. 1 ton trading. You had mentioned it earlier, Chig. You had trouble parking on a Coriolis because all the landing pads were full of people sitting on the landing pads. What do you think they were up to?
Rage mode engage.
I'm not going to rage too much. I just think this might be the dumbest thing ever in this game, because somebody mentioned this, that they were, do you guys remember who said that in the Discord, that they weren't going to worry about merits. They were just going to, take their credits and run. And I don't remember who that was. It wasn't you. It was, take credit all you want.
Well, I've said that. So I mean,
was it Frames or? Yeah, I think I know you're talking about.
Yeah, Frames. Yep. And he mentioned that, and I asked for clarification, and then he talked about, how selling your cargo 1 ton at a time compared to selling it all in one big load, you get a different rate, which is fine if it's a little bit different. But literally, I went and tested it then. I landed my clipper on the pad. I sold 1 ton and I got 28 merits. If I sold 5 tons, I got roughly half that, roughly 14 merits per ton. If I sold my full little over 1,000, I got less than 1 merit per ton. So if I were to take the time and sell all 1,100 tons, 1 ton at a time, I would get 32,000 merits as opposed to 900 and change. That to me is absolutely just insanity. Now, I want to hear, there's reasoning why they did that, to avoid bombing and stuff. But for me, I'm just I'd like to have some kind of headcanon as to why that would make sense. And if they were to do it by the amount in your hold, so if you went in with only 100 tons, I could see, getting more than if you went in with 1,000, kind of a bulk rate kind of selling discount. But if you're just going to sell it one at a time, but you have it all in your hold, it makes my head hurt. And to think that people are running this CG and, they've got their holds full, if they want to make over 30 times as many merits per ton, they got to sit there on that pad and just sell it 1 ton at a time. And I know people use macros for this and everything else, but even using a macro, it's your macro is making each of those clicks for you and selling that. So it's not like it happens instantaneously. So some people will sit on the pad for God knows how long in order to just maximize their merits, and it's just stupid. Make it make sense.
I don't know if I can. All right, so let me not try to make it make that much sense. But okay. I think the impetus of 1 ton trading was, like you said, was to try and incentivize folks with smaller ships to still contribute to the CG. Again, it's that attempt to attract and retain the new player. If you've got a hauler, you can still deliver your high profit trade and still get a ton of merits. You're probably going to get the same amount of merits as somebody who just sold an entire Panther Clipper at one time. So I think that was my thought. I hope that they didn't assume that there was going to be an entire community of people, which I don't understand why they don't understand how ridiculously persistent their player base are, that will literally, and I'm telling you, there are people that do the macro thing, the auto hotkey thing, whatever. And, I've done it in the past as well. I'm definitely guilty of it. But there are some people that will literally sell 1 ton at a time manually. And I can't believe it.
And now there's a ship that can carry over 1,200 tons of cargo.
Yeah. And literally, I would, if I was using that auto hotkey program, find me, I would walk away from my computer for 45 minutes, come back to it, and it would still be selling. So yeah, that's not playing a game, and I don't think it's good. Now, I will say, I don't mind splitting my sell in like 4 parts, right? 1,200 tons, Panther Clipper, sell at 300 at a time. You'll get quite a bit more merits. It's a slightly less annoying. But yeah, come in. This CG, listen, and we're talking to the folks. I think Minerva is the young Rui controlled, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah. So really, we're talking to the young Rui folks out there at this time, because this is really you're getting those merits right now. You don't need to. The CG does not require merits. It just requires contributions. So don't feel like you have to.
Yeah, let's say I wasn't already up to 100, where all you really get beyond 100 is, a care package, where you can get some engineering mats and stuff. If I was still trying to unlock my Concord cannons, like, that this one clown we know in the Discord, I might sit there and do that to get up, to that level that much quicker.
So here's the thing, because I am that clown. I'm back. My internet died and came back again. I need to replace my freaking modem. It's old and on its last legs. But
so am I.
Yeah, I heard everything because I just hopped in on my phone for a minute. But at any rate, so I am running like 867 or 73 or something like that tons at a time, because I'm kind of spec'd for cargo, but not like fully, because I don't care that much. And I've still been getting like 800 to 900 merits a run and 51 million credits, and that's good enough for me. When I heard about
how much are you carrying? 800, you said?
Yeah, 860 or 70, somewhere around there.
You could get 24,000 a run if you did the 1 ton at a time.
And that's
that's insane.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, I heard about that and I was like, oh, I can get Concord cannons quick. This is going to be great. I sold 4 of them one at a time, and I laughed at myself and was like, this is the stupidest thing ever. And I just sold the rest bulk and went back and got more. I don't care that much.
Exactly, but there are people that do, and if you're working on a system, if you're trying to push what do we call it? Influence or what are it, control points. If you're trying to push control points, it's all about merits, right?
Right.
So yes, you're going to inconvenience some people, but people know how to use tech in order to get these things done. So somebody, instead of, like you said, instead of getting 800 merits, you set your macro to sell it 1 ton at a time, and you go grab yourself a sandwich and come back and then do your next run, and you're doing the same thing. Yes, it does slow it down, but this is still, I don't want to call it an exploit because they made this decision. This isn't,
I personally think it's kind of an exploit. I don't think that was left in intentionally. I think it was missed.
I don't think so, because they actually said that they were doing that. Wasn't there at one point when all this stuff first came out
Yeah.
that they made adjustments to the numbers where they mentioned tonnage, explicitly. So, I didn't follow it close enough. I just remember this discussion was had
Same.
at one point. So I don't,
Well, that's just dumb then.
yeah, I that 100%. I mean, there are actual exploits. I mean, like,
Like the Gankers
Adaxius's best
and
friend
Meekin.
Meccan talking about, what's happening with making your hull basically indestructible to, energy weapons. But that's a true exploit, because that the math just works backwards. It's not working the way it's supposed to be. So if you're taking advantage of things like that, that is using a broken game system. But everything kind of skirts the line in this game, because remember, we went through the terms of service at one point. Using any external thing or anything to make the game more difficult for other people is considered an exploit of sorts. In this kind of thing,
It's on a very gray
intended
line that's
gameplay.
writing that on both sides.
Yes.
And I
Yeah,
don't
absolutely.
like that at all.
Yeah, they need to figure something out with this, because
Yeah,
it's dumb.
I think they really figured people would be like, oh, well, no one's gonna sit there and click one at a time through 800 whatever cargo on their T9 and blah blah blah. Bitch, we're millennials. We know how to do this crap.
Yeah, I'm not a millennial, but I get what you're saying.
Whatever, you're Gen X. It's close enough.
Yeah, I'm not I don't give a fuck generation. That's why I just
Exactly.
won't care about PowerPlay when there's exploits like this, that you can do. Well, it's not an
They're
exploit,
dealing with
right?
the majority of the game's player base is from the two generations that not only grew up with this technology, but really don't give any farks about using that technology to make it easier for themselves.
Exactly.
Yep.
And
Yeah. Totally agree.
this just discourages me from even wanting to do, power play stuff at all, because I mean that is a big difference. I mean, a 30 times difference in merits, from one player to another. The one person obviously will be able to run more loads per hour, but not 30 times the number of loads if the person's using, a macro to do the unloading.
Yeah, it really, for the one at a time thing, it really needs to either be nerfed hard or put on a very, very steep curve. So after like 10 or 11 one at a time, it's like, okay, screw you. I'm giving you one merit now.
See, I'd be fine with it just going based off of what's in your hold, not
Right.
what you're selling at a time. So that way, at least you'd have to find, even if your carrier's parked right next to the station, at least you're having to run back and forth to do that. And that adds, just another layer of friction to try to keep you from doing that. But if somebody, it's much more fun to run it in something like you said, Hall or Christ, in a Cobra Mark V, it'd be
Right.
funner to run that. So if you're getting a bigger per unit for doing that, but it's still the amount in your hold is the bonus. Smaller hold,
Right.
even if you're in a bigger ship, if you're only carrying 100, you get that price on it. If that makes sense.
Yeah. I'm with you guys 100% on it. Whatever needs to go in there, something needs to be done to nerf that, because that's just freaking ridiculous. I could see it being something like 5 or even 8 times if you did it one at a time, and I'd be like, I mean, it's whatever. But 30 times, that is just stupid. That needs to
Yeah.
be changed.
I mean, and here's the other part of this. This is because it's Yeah, it breaks terms of service, right, that we read and stuff like that. But it is kind of this line, right, this gray line where it is a bit of an arms race, especially in the power play community. I don't think there's a single power play faction that is not using 1-ton trading as a major factor for how they're able to
Exactly.
do the
And
things they're doing.
that's the sign that needs to change right there. Straight up.
Yeah, because it's not gameplay. That is not how a game is played. At least I wouldn't consider it.
That's how a game
That
is played if your job is Excel.
And like I
Yeah.
said, if I could come up with some kind of headcanon reason why a station, I just picture some frazzled, dock boss, whatever you'd call him, some
Quartermaster.
foreman on the docks, just being like,
Right.
oh, you got one to sell, here you go. And then they send in the report for the merits that then Leon Rui sends to you your merits. Then it's like, oh, wait, I got another one. Oh, okay. Hey, Jimbo, come unload this next ton for us. And then all of a sudden the next one and the next one and the next one.
Then it's a bucket brigade unloading your Panther Clipper.
And then him having to file paperwork on each one of those for you to get paid the higher merit rate. You know what I'm saying? Because you had that layer of bureaucracy in there too, where they got to file the paperwork on each one of those to have a receipt for that. Yeah, when I'm doing a headcanon.
I love that headcanon so much.
It's just it makes my head hurt. I justify all kinds of things in this game, like why like my headcanon for why they won't let us sell engineered ships to new players or engineered modules is, we have to go through that process of earning the trust of the engineer in order for them to engineer our ships,
Yep.
And if we started doing that, that trust would go away. So I can make that headcanon leap and see why they wouldn't do that in the in-game setting, and it makes sense to me. This, I cannot think of a possible way that it makes sense, at all. If this was if they turn this into a TV show or a movie, I don't see how you would ever portray that as making any kind of sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. It would be literally better if I could get out on my space legs and go move crates myself. That would be gameplay.
Be like Ripley from Aliens with the loader, and you're walking out and unloading them one at a time. I'm on board with that. And then you get the extra credits because you're unloading it yourself. That's why you get the extra merit selling one at a time, because you're unloading it. There you go.
Yeah, you get some FaceTime with folks. They're seeing you in there. You're chatting up with the folks over in the loading dock. That's that's merits. There it is.
Yeah, right there.
Here's your headcanon, Chig. The one at a time merits thing is the character from Wolf of Wall Street, and the reason that it exists is he hasn't died of cocaine overdose yet.
Fucking love that movie.
So good.
One of the greatest scenes of all time is when Jonah Hill's character is overdosing, or he's choking there, and he has to, the Popeye's playing in the background because he needs to get cocaine to get himself unquaaluded enough in order to go save his friend's life. I laughed so hard I was in tears every time I see that scene. That movie.
The use of lewds, of quaaludes in that movie, there's like a solid 5-ish scenes that are surrounded by quaaludes or center around quaaludes, I should say. One of which is they're on that like ship that they think they're gonna go down, and they're scared out of their mind. And he's like, Leo just grabs Jonah Hill, and he's like, "I'm not dying sober. Get the lewds." It's good. It's good.
Yeah,
all right.
So good. Yes.
That was Jordan Belfort, by the way. He was a real person, real scumbag. It was really interesting to read about.
A lot of money. Ripped a lot of people off.
Real great character, though.
A really entertaining movie. I watch it for entertainment value only, not educational purposes.
Right.
I just love how your username is freaking Chig, and the first thing you said about that movie was, I love that part when the guy's choking and username checks out.
Gotcha. Yeah, but No Country for Old Men, man. Anton Chigurh.
Yeah. Oh, man. I got here the same way the coin got here. Oh, man, what a great character.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Yes.
Everybody in the movie is amazing. Anyways, yeah, we should just do a cinematic podcast.
Well, remember I used to do movie anniversaries at the end of every episode.
You
used to
did do
the
that.
cheese and the movie anniversaries back in the day, and there was Chig Chat. You asked me about that earlier. Why that was?
Yeah, that's a great point. There were like 7 segments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that it just got to be too much. We didn't want to sit here and do this for. I mean, there are some 3-4 hour episodes of Loose Screws, from back before I joined. I tried it. I may seem like I talk a lot, but I try to be concise, have an economy of words, so to speak. And when it starts getting a bit long, we had to cut some stuff. But yeah, I love talking movies.
But to
if
be
we
fair,
did a movie podcast, it would have to be called whatever names you guys go by in that podcast. Teaches me about movies, because most of the movies you mentioned I have never seen, including No Country for Old Men.
And that's why you would not be on that podcast.
Well, how else am I going to have the time to learn? I clearly am not going to do it on my own. I need homework.
You can listen to the podcast, my friend. I will send you a link.
In all seriousness, though, when you guys were filling time with so many fantastic segments, was probably the largest drought of Elite Dangerous news, content, updates. They were giving you nothing to work with in that time.
I mean, that was pre-Odyssey. There was no Galnet. Yeah, there was a lot of stuff, and we were just trying to field an episode. And it was a different time. Like tonight, we didn't even do, hey, what'd you do this week? We just started talking about the Panther Clipper and CGs and gankers, and then we moved on to, I don't even know what we're talking about now. Oh, we got a new ship.
Hey, we should do that now. How was your week, Chig?
Good. Moving on.
This is actually a great segue. So it is recording on a Thursday. Yesterday was the Wednesday. It just happened to be the last Wednesday in July, which means we got a Frontier Unlocked or an FU. And, for the first time ever, we have to say it, Elite Dangerous went first. Got it out of the way, so I didn't have to watch the stupid zoo stuff.
Amen. Planet Coaster. Yeah,
hey, Planet Coaster is a good game.
Do you actually own it, or do you just say this? Do you feel like you should?
No, I don't own it yet, but I want to.
Oh my god, it's a good game. Do you own it? No.
Got great reviews. Listen, it's fine. I love management games. I grew up on Roller Coaster Tycoon. I totally get it. Have your fun, people. It's just so interesting that a company that makes Elite Dangerous also makes Planet Zoo and Planet Coaster. It's really amazing.
It's kind of crazy. And they were making an F1 management game for. I mean, go figure.
Listen, I still play F1. I still play F1 Manager 24. All right.
Elite roller coasters when.
Let's do it.
With dinosaurs on them.
All right. So in that Frontier Unlocked episode, we essentially got a tiny tidbit about Vanguard, the new update coming out, Squadrons 2.0. The news was
in there on Vanguard. What would they say?
Late August.
A little tidbit.
Oh, just a release date or release
late August.
Window. Yeah,
that was it. The entire rest of the time was on the new ship that was leaked last week in this ridiculously cool photo of a ship flying through an asteroid field. We all enjoyed that photo. It was good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Some good stuff.
We all tried guessing what it was. Well, not all of us, but some of us tried guessing what it was. It turns out it is the Lakon Type 11 Prospector, a mining specific medium ship. Do we need a mining dedicated ship? Lark,
probably not, but I'm happy it's coming regardless.
Yeah. Well, a couple things. First, I thought that they had said they were done with new medium ships at one point. Now
they did say that.
Next ship that they come out with is a medium ship, but I digress. It shows when they said, "Yeah, we got a roadmap for the next 2 years." Bullshit. You guys are just winging it. But I do like you mentioned earlier when you first got into this game, it was hauling got you going. my first, like credit run was core mining back when void opals were a thing. It was like 1.4 million per ton, and I was the sound in core mining, everything about it was just so cool, and you could just make so many credits. I just loved it. So them now putting out, a quote unquote dedicated miner is fine by me, but we all know it's going to be able to do things other than mining. No ship in this game. This game is, tools for the job the way that I play. I mean, Lark plays turn everything into a Swiss Army knife. Some are
Yes,
good,
sure.
some are bad, and I like to have the best tool for the job. So if this ends
Oh
up
seven, see you in hell.
being the best, see, like Lark, you catch a nice, you go fishing, you catch this beautiful trout, and you want to clean it. You're going to grab a Swiss Army knife for some reason. I'm going to grab a great fillet knife so I can make these beautiful fillets that'll go on the grill beautifully. You're going to have this butchered looking chunks of fish and hope for the best. See,
Maybe, but I'll have more fun.
yeah, but I'm going to enjoy my catch more. But so, I mean, if this is, best tool for the job, but I mean, we got to not, skip over the headline is, it's got a new specific hard point that only goes on this ship
Yep.
and is going to be some new kind of mining. So, I mean, that right there is going to take up one hard point on this ship. So it is going to be, gimped to the point where it should be very good at mining, but it's also going to be the only ship that can do whatever this new type of mining is. What do you think?
So we saw a picture of it. It looks like a laser miner, and the Gao Vulcan cannon from an A10 had a baby.
Yeah, it looks like a laser Gatling of sorts.
Yeah, it does.
If you ask me, I think it is a new form of mining that
Well,
I
they
am
did say that.
that I'm tentatively calling concussive mining, where instead of like going for the core or just drilling out certain parts of it or whatever, you're just blowing that freaking asteroid to smithereens and gathering up whatever's left. And I really hope I'm right, because that sounds really cool.
I think that you're right. I think that this is just going to be a new type of core mining, so to speak. Instead of right now where, you place your charges at fissures, this will be on asteroids that don't have fissures in your
Yeah.
or something.
Like
As I
something Volt mentioned is maybe it's for blowing a bit, for lack of a better term, cave into it so your limpets can go in there, or even your ship can go in there to get what's inside.
And I think limpets have enough issues already. If you're trying to send them into
The
a
same,
cave,
I'm going in there with my
that's
ship.
not going to work. I think even the picture they posted, notice there was a lot of smaller chunks of asteroid. It looked like an asteroid had blown up in that picture
Yes,
that they
yes.
in the teaser picture. So I think
Like not
we're
split,
coring
but blown up.
exactly. So it's core mining without needing fissures is what I'm thinking. And I think I'll even take it a step further. I think it's going to be specifically for maybe a new type of mineral or something, some kind of new super tritium or something for jumping our carriers, getting us extra jump range on our carriers and stuff like that. And
I think it's going to
quadrant
be
carriers.
that plus some sort of metal that we're going to need to, what's the word I'm looking for, to counteract whatever Salvation is doing when he shows up. Because I still think he's about to.
Wow, you're really. I
Really
thought I
pushing that
was really
Salvation
high
thing,
in
man.
the sky. You
Is,
really.
Oh, I'm gone, man. I'm a lost cause. Don't even bother.
is Salvation in the room right now?
Blink
Yeah.
twice.
Yeah, listen, this is definitely going to be some new gameplay loop. I think it looks fantastic. It definitely looks like it's taking some. I think we've got a lot of different design wise and creative wise. It seems like it's taking a lot from Star Wars, in my opinion. We've got an offset cockpit, not an offset chair in a cockpit, but the cockpit itself is offset. I think that is interesting. That reminds me of
the large hard point is right next to that cockpit where big new mining gun is going to go.
That reminds me of like the Vulture cockpit. Isn't there like the hard point right above the cockpit?
You fire, and it's like it came from the seat behind you.
Yeah, exactly. I love
But-
that. That sounds so good.
In the crates, they're when you have multi cannons, they
Yep.
drop down
Oh,
on both
yeah.
sides of the cockpit.
Good.
That's one of my favorite. That's why that ship was my favorite ship for a long time, because it was so cool.
So something else I noticed about and I'm not sure if anyone else noticed this because I haven't heard anyone talk about this. Yeah, the cockpit's offset. You have all that, and I'm giving credit to Roy for that because I think both him and me have been manifesting wanting an asymmetric cockpit for a while, and now we're getting it finally. But the wings on it are interesting. There's two if you look at the picture from the front view that's been released, there are two massive hydraulic arms there connected to those wings. I think those wings are actually the main landing gear, and when you land, they bend down, and then the front gear comes out, and you just touch right down like that.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's
And
where
I think that's going to be really freaking cool looking when it comes.
yeah, I absolutely agree with that. I think that's where a lot of that Star Wars design language is coming into play in my mind too. This seems like a very this is going to be on Jakku or something like that. This is going to be like a scavenger hauler miner type deal. I think this probably would be great as a scavenger too, just because it looks like one. But yeah, it's definitely going to have articulating arms. Especially you can see the pneumatics, right? There's definitely some like exposed pneumatic, like very, very much like you look at this ship and you know what it's doing, right?
And
This
it really looks like those wing pylons are on a hinge just right there at the base where it hits the main hull.
Absolutely,
well,
yeah.
You can see that, and I think it's hydraulic rather than pneumatic.
You're right. It is hydraulic. Thank you.
Yeah. So
Thank you.
and it looks like there's pistons on top of those wings and the one boom underneath. So they definitely look articulated how they'll move. I was trying to, engineer and math how they would move and stuff. And yeah, I think that you might be onto something with that. And they did mention during it that there is going to be some articulation. So that makes a lot of sense. I also haven't heard anybody really bring up, where the cargo scoop would be underneath. It seems like it's set lower than in a lot of ships, which might help with, your limpets retrieving stuff faster too, I'm hoping. So
I hope it's on like a little bit of an angle that faces forward. That way the limpets clear the door that's open right there easier.
It seems like it's almost on, I don't know, I hate to say tower because it's going down from the bottom. But you get the idea, on a cylinder that goes down. But to call this ship asymmetrical is, yes, the cockpit is slightly off center, but it's really like they just kind of took a cockpit and just got rid of half of it and put a hard point there. So it's really hard for me to call
you know what? It's as close as
I
think we're going to get. I'll take it.
Yeah. I have a hard time calling it truly asymmetrical, but yeah, I get where people are coming from.
Yeah, it looks like the Caterpillar company made a Lakon, and you have an operator seat. You don't have a cockpit.
Very, very industrial. And I think part of it, I think that whatever this new laser thing we've got is going to be very short range. And that's why it's set up the way that it is, so that you're able to see up close and personal what it's working on.
Yeah.
It does look like it has a ship. It does look like it has a ship launch fighter. What do you guys think of the idea of the ship launched miner?
I'm okay with that. Keelback 2.0. Let's freaking go.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. I'm not a big fighter bay. I'll fly somebody's fighter and stuff, but I haven't had a crewmate in forever. So if I have to start getting one up to level because it's important for this thing, that'll be interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited for it. I think it looks fantastic. I love, they mentioned, this is another Lakon, but they're trying their best to come up with new designs for new ships, but they wanted to keep some language the same, even saying that Lakon is a very utilitarian.
It looks like a Lakon. Seriously.
It resembles a Lakon, but it looks like the Type 8. And they're even saying, it's the engine configuration from a Type 8 with the different mechanics behind it. They reuse that part, right? If you're GM or Ford, you have a parts list, and it would be great if you could reuse as much of those parts as possible in your individual models. You can have whatever color you like as long as it's yellow.
I think if Lakon is one of the car companies, they're probably GM more than any of the other ones.
Yeah, I could see that.
It's basic. It gets the job done. Sometimes it looks nice.
And I'd say that'd be Mopar, but
Why do I not know what Mopar is? Oh my god.
Well, it's Stellantis these days. It's also a Dodge, Chrysler, Plymouth, whatever brand of theirs you want.
Dodge,
over the
Chrysler, Jeep,
many
Plymouth,
years.
Studebaker, blah blah.
Well, not were they were Studebaker?
I have no idea. I just threw that
Okay,
one.
I'm like, I don't.
We're just
Somebody, I'm
doing,
sure will correct us.
we're just doing wordplay right now. You know, just throw some stuff out there, guys. Improv.
All right.
Improv.
Go.
But yeah, I'm really excited to use the T11 for literally anything but mining, but I also will mine with it eventually.
See, like the Type 8 when that came out seemed like the perfect miner. The hard points on it and everything else. And I went coal mining because I said I just enjoy it. And then I ended up stripping everything off of it and going back to using my Python Mark 1 still, to me, is the best core miner there is. It just simply works. The Type 8 had some issues. Like I had some limpet destruction issues if my speed and angle weren't just right, and all kinds of stuff where I got bored with the Type 8 really quick. I really hope that this one they do it right, and I have a feeling they will. I have a feeling they're going to have, odd numbered internals so that your limpet controller going into the right size slots and things like that. I think I'm gonna hold my breath and hope they do it right.
Yeah, my guess is that this is going to be a straight up like Keelback 2.0 kind of moment. Like, I think it's going to be smaller than a T8. I think it's going to have that one large hardpoint next to the cockpit, and then 2 mediums and 3, maybe 4 smalls just dotted around the ship. And I think the internals are going to be very Keelback-like, where it can be versatile, but it's very much made for that thing, and it does that thing very well.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. What do you think the big circular thing is right on top, right behind the cockpit?
Well, it's got to be the special hard point, yeah?
A satellite dish so they can pick up intergalactic TV well, and...
Oh, you're killing me, Smalls.
I have no idea. I think it's just Greebles, personally.
it just screams for a large turret, but I just...
Yeah, is that not where that hard point is? Am I mistaken? Is that not where that special mining?
No,
that
the special mining one is right next to the cockpit, right to the left of the cockpit.
And they did say that gun is a size 3, so it's a large hardpoint right there.
So up on top, I don't know what that is.
Well,
I'm assuming it's a hardpoint.
You think they're going to go like... So the Keelback, just as an example, has... And I don't know why I keep going back to this, because
I don't know either. But
that's the image that comes to my mind for these ships. But the Keelback has 2 medium and 2 small. You think this one's going to have 2 large and 2 medium?
As far as hard points?
Yeah.
I haven't speculated on the number of hard points on any of these ships yet.
Well, let's hear it. Let's hear it. Put it out there.
I got nothing, because I'm looking at a picture thing right now from dead front, and there's a lot of things that are interesting when you look at this ship from straight in front. I don't know if you can find that one image when it's got the red paint job on it, because it's really interesting. And like you can even see more hydraulics between the 2 rear motors, so it looks like, or engines, looks like those are going to have some kind of articulation also. And then you come forward on the ship and you've got that big circular where it looks like a turret would go to me. But then even outside of the cockpit and behind, there's 2 things that look like giant fucking guns there that I don't know what those are. What are those things? They look like giant rail guns or something. I have no idea. So there's so much to speculate on this ship. And I know they said that most of this is still kind of in the concept art phase, but they haven't, when they've given us these early looks, they haven't changed these things a whole lot. So I'm curious, any thoughts on what any of that stuff is?
Yeah, that's a great question.
The big round thing could potentially be another large turret. even if that throws a wrench in how many hard points I think it has. But like, I really think this is gonna be a ship that's not as big as people think. I think it's gonna be like maybe the size of an FDL or a Mamba, personally.
Well, I mean, you can look at the size of the cockpit, and if on the underside views the size of the fighter bay and stuff, and you can get a
Yeah.
pretty good idea of the size of this ship.
Like, it ain't small, but it's definitely not going to be the biggest medium, if you ask me.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
it looks like about crate size. I mean, put that
Yeah.
cockpit in the middle and put a crate right in that same spot, and it looks like it's about the size of a Phantom or a Mark II.
Yeah, put some Delta wings on it. Off you go.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm seeing that red image now, and I do see the mining turret right next to the cockpit. It looks fantastic.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, that is super cool.
That's going to
Yeah.
be cool as hell when you're just unloading into an asteroid with that. I can't wait to hear how it sounds.
It is interesting to see though. Like now that I'm looking at it from the front view, it is not very obvious where the other hard points might be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I think they are on the wings possibly, and that's why we can't see them.
But I thought
I
the
can
wings
see.
were landing gear. What are you talking about, Lark? You said that
You
was
can,
landing
you
gear.
can freaking put hard points there
I'm
too.
just giving you shit. Yeah, according to you, this thing's going to turn into Voltron.
No, the T10's going to turn into Voltron. We've been over this.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But yeah, they did have a little bit of a kind of a rendered video of the ship flying. It looked fantastic. They did show it in the yellow, the red that Chick and I are looking at right now, and then like a graphite gray.
It looks really good in the gray and dark colors.
That looked really good. So yeah, if you got to do your mining in the dark, I guess you need to hide. There it is.
Hey, there's the name for that ship when I get it. Dark Miner.
Dark Miner. Guys, I've been trying to pick out my next ground settlement this whole time. I'm poisoned.
Nice.
By mining. Or by all.
I've been changing up my Panther Clipper build so I can fuck with gankers.
Nice. I have been doing nothing but running between CMM composites between Yenti and Minerva. And in the time it's taken for us to just BS on this podcast, I've gone from 310 million to 509 million. And I'm about to deliver another load.
That's fantastic.
The credits you have, 500 million you're down to?
509 million, at least in my wallet. I've got 603 in my carrier. But I'm not touching that. That stays there.
Wow.
I lost my T10 a lot in the last CG, okay? It's an expensive ship.
Well, part of the reason I started doing more than just one run in this CG is because of how expensive it was to outfit this Clipper. I wanted to get my money back. That was
Same. I looked at how much the reactive armor was right after I got it. Then I looked at my wallet balance. Then I looked at what was in my carrier, and I'm like, I gotta do some hauling or something, man.
All you gotta do is blow me up, and you get 1 billion credits. I gave you 1 billion credits once.
All I gotta do is blow me up, and
well, hey, if your Panther Clipper blows up my Cobra, you get 1 billion.
There you go. That pays for your reactive armor.
Blah blah blah.
Yes.
There it is. Well, there's your incentive to do some 1T trading. Lark, go ahead and get that rank 100.
Get your Concords.
Get your Concords. Get your rebuys paid for. Life is good, man. Life is good. This is why I don't mind any time I meet a Delane player, specifically probably friends, and murders me because I'm like, listen, man, this don't cost me anything but time, baby. It cost me anything but time.
Exactly.
That's great. All right. Any other words on the prospector?
I'm good. Other than me and Volt are very, very, very excited.
What were they saying? October for this?
Yeah.
They said autumn, August.
October.
Yeah. Oh, autumn.
Yeah.
If you ask me, it's probably going to be mid to end November.
Yeah. I mean, who knows?
Yeah, I have no idea. I like that they literally, teased this ship in like the same week the Clipper came out, and then had it on FU right after. They're just chaining the new ships now. It's It's exciting and it's awesome. My spaceship.
Well, we're getting
game has
towards
more
the end of the
spaceship.
year, so you know.
It is, and they're making money. I mean, just off of us, they've made what, 60, $80,
Something like that.
just off the three of us.
We
Think I'm
paid
a
for one of their software.
Scientist? I don't know math.
Right. We have some denomination of money. All right. Well, that's that. Also, just like the original question, I really don't. We already kind of mentioned this. A mining specific ship has not really been done yet. We've had haulers, where we've had combat ships, we've had exploration ships. There's never really been a mining centric ship. So I wanted to bring that up because I do think that's interesting. Now, obviously, people aren't going to just use it for mining. That's not how this game works. As you alluded to
I
earlier,
used the
Chig.
federal gunship for mining. It was good at it too.
That was my first miner. Was a gunship. Yeah,
There you go.
100%.
Very
Absolutely.
legal.
I don't want to say what my first mining ship was.
Come on.
Go on.
The fucking keelback.
Yeah.
A shieldless keelback. I got like 6 void opals and made 2 runs with it. Did that. Then I got into a Python and never looked back. Then I made my
Nice.
first billion.
Yeah, the Python really was, and you know what? It was a multi-purpose ship. You could do a whole lot with a Python. That was a mining ship. The Python was a mining ship.
Python classic.
And a passenger carrying ship. That was really good when the burning stations were a thing back in the day, and you'd be rescuing passengers.
Oh yeah.
You could fit so many passengers, and it could fly through that burning station like just so easily.
I mean, you know me, I don't have many ships dedicated for stuff, but during the Thargoid War, I did have a Python Classic set up specifically as an evac ship, and it was great at it.
Oh, it was hands down the best evac ship. It was the tool for the job.
I used the Type 7, but to each their own.
Nice.
Yeah. I wanted to do it. Okay, so you're going into a burning station with a ship with terrible thermals.
With a bus.
That was
With
a
a
genius
bus.
idea.
Somewhere Volt's eye is twitching right now.
Yeah, Volt's like, the thermals aren't that bad.
Oh, it was fine.
It's got the worst
It was
thermals in
fun.
the game. I suppose you just put a bunch of heat sinks and just go ham, but
It was everything was on fire. And also I was so scared of the Thargoids. I was so terrified of them. I think I blew up so many times just trying to get in.
So you were in a
just from
Type
trying to
7.
boost.
You're terrified of Thargoids, and you're in a Type 7. Once again, Thargoids, best ships against Thargoids are ships that run cool, and you were in the hottest running ship and afraid of Thargoids.
It was exciting gameplay. Again, I think my first couple of trips into one of those burning stations, I just blew up on the side of the station, boosting into it.
The ship's running cool thing is how my main AX ship turned into a Diamondback Scout, by the way.
Oh my God.
Oh, it is fantastic at it, don't get me wrong. It can't do everything, but my gosh, is it good at that.
You know what? That might be
cool.
that might be the minimum you could say about the Type Scout. It can't do everything.
Yeah.
Like, I personally couldn't solo a Hydra in it or something, but Chig probably could.
My solo a Hydra
In a Diamondback Scout, yeah.
No. What are the hard
Well, it
points
can't
on
do
that
everything.
thing?
Too medium, too small.
Oh, I guess I could.
It's not helpless. That ship got me through the freaking Thargoid War, man.
Yeah, well, my favorite review that you give of ships most times is when you say it's not that bad. That's the most ringing endorsement ever.
I do
amazing.
that. I have to concede that point. Yeah.
Yeah, that is sometimes your selling point on something is that it's not that bad.
And that ends the story of why Lark is not in sales.
Oh my God.
All right, that's enough on this discussion. Let's jump into some quick community corner. Really, the only thing we have in community corner this week is the upcoming Drakir rally. We've got this is Alec Turner presenting, and the Buckyball Racer is presenting the Drakir rally. It's a play on words from the Dakar rally, really. A really cool.
Isn't that the clone I wore in college all the time? Isn't that?
Yeah, Drakarnor.
Yeah.
Noir.
That's it. Yep.
I thought
was more of a-
Drakar was a planet in Star Wars.
Also, probably
Everything's a
that as
planet
well.
in Star Wars. Yes.
That was more of a Liz Claiborne kind of guy, wore a lot of Mamba and Curve. growing up, but to each their own.
Yeah, we thought
to
we were
each their own.
cool, trying to get laid.
Yeah.
We did what we had. We did what we had to do.
I would delete anything. I would throw anything on at that age. Like, this will work, right? I even had
Well,
Axe for a little bit. This has got to work, right? The
and
commercial
anything to
site does.
try to cover the smell of Bush Light, yeah, I would do. So,
You got to pronounce Bush. You got to say Bush.
but you say Ask Body Spray. One of my favorite jokes from Galifianakis is when he did SNL in his monologue. He said, "I live in a rough neighborhood. We wear Ask Body Spray."
So the Drakir rally will be held starting on Sunday, the 10th of August, 3311. That's coming up pretty soon. Let's see.
Explain this race to me. This one's interesting, isn't it? It's not
I think
just
this one
a
is
normal...
quite interesting. So this is not a normal buckyball race. This is really what Frontier did when they came up with colonization. They allowed Alec to finally create a race course for SRVs, and he has done it. This one is I believe it's a 250 kilometer sprint race, which is really based off the Dakar rally, which takes place still every year, which is insane. But yeah, it is a 250 kilometer race between I believe it is his construction yard, Camp Bucky construction yard that is still not finished, and the Drakir Point, which is a planetary port completely finished. So the start is the construction yard, and the finish is the tunnel of his planetary port. I believe it is single entries allowed, as well as a team of 3, which I think is really cool. And I don't know if he's done that because maybe the 4th person is doing like camera work, because if you have 4 people in your wing.
The 3 of us should do it. That would be a freaking blast.
Honestly, I'm very interested. This is what a weekend or so away. So I'd be more than happy to get a group together to do this. It is going to be long, probably a few hours to complete. And I do believe it's time trial. I don't think this is a live race. But Alec can correct me if I'm wrong, or maybe you can bring it up again in the next episode that we pretty much all listen to of Lave. But yeah, super cool. Really like this race. So there's a link in the show notes, guys, to go to the forum post that Alec Turner posted. And check it out. Cool stuff.
I think I might go take a run on the course, just check it out, and I might be interested in putting a team together. Yeah,
I think that would be. Listen, if the screws get in there, then we're gonna have a good time of it, and I would love to get in there while everybody else is in there.
We'll have a good time of it, meaning we'll have fun. We won't have a good time, though.
Nope.
Oh no, 100%.
No, and this would be on Sunday. The scheduled start is 1500 UTC. So Eastern time. What's that, like 10 in the morning?
Sorry, I was
so. Oh my god.
What time UTC did you say?
1500.
Jeez, that's like 9 in the morning.
Yeah, it's 9 in the morning. So maybe I won't be there exactly when they are, but yeah, I'd love to give it a try and maybe stream and have a good time of it. So yeah, maybe we'll throw an event up on the board for you guys. If you're listening.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah. And 40 weeks in, we still have issues with PCZs working. Sometimes I think we had during the last CG, some folks still testing, still not finding anything. It's still an issue. Maybe they'll never tell us when they fix it, but that little networking thing that we were hoping it was going to be was not the thing. It's still very intermittent and very annoying. So PCZ is still not working in open, or still not working when there's a BGS involved in it and changing states inconsistently. Nobody knows.
Their power conflict zones and
fun.
Well, guys, is there anything else we want to include in this specific episode?
I want to include that in the CG system, I saw a carrier named Mauve Adder, and that person deserves a high five.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Well, how about you want some movie anniversaries?
Let's do
This
it.
week?
Yes.
Why not? Since we're doing this, it's some good ones. Hold on, let me find this week. What are we? 10-year anniversary. What is this? July, end of July, very beginning of August, we'll call it. 10-year anniversaries, not a goddamn thing. Nothing that's worth mentioning. All right, let's
Really?
go 15 years. Yeah, 15 years. We can go. We're kind of in the dog days of summer. You know, you have 4th of July weekend where, you know, get a lot of releases. Like 15
Right.
years ago, July 16th was Inception. It's 15 years
Ooh.
ago already.
Oh my God.
I love that movie so much.
I'm feeling very, very old. July release 30 years ago. Clueless. Yep, don't care.
Whoa, what do you
Apollo
mean you
13.
don't care about Clueless? Hold your tongue, sir.
My God. Oh my
That's a
God. You know what's
classic.
actually this is a few months late, May 1995. So 30 years ago, Braveheart came out.
Oh,
That's
dang.
one of my all-time favorites.
Braveheart is middle-aged.
Oh my God, 40 years? July 3rd, 1985, Back to the Future.
There it is.
That's a good one.
That's the
my
winner.
God. Oh, there's some another good one that year. 7, The Goonies. So I'm
Ooh.
giving these because we're past that. So yeah.
Truffle shuffle.
Truffle Shuffle, baby. Hey, you guys. July 2nd, holy fuck. July 2nd, 1980, Airplane. I picked the wrong week to quit
Oh.
sniffing glue. Oh my
Oh my
God.
God.
The
This
white
week,
zone is for loading and unloading. Please do
this
not unload in
week,
the red zone.
this week in 1980, Caddyshack.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
yeah. Nice hat.
That's
Did you get a
older
free
than
bowl of
me.
soup? That is good. 50 years. Ooh, Jaws, 1975, 50-year
Heck yes.
anniversary of Jaws.
Some heavy hitters.
Monty Python and the Holy Grail, 50 years old.
It's only
Rocky
a
Horror
bottle.
Picture Show, 50 years old. Good Lord. And then, man, we really start getting old. 55 years. This is getting Nurgle old now. Patton.
Thanks, Van.
Yeah, no, I don't think anything. Dr. Zhivago, but that's way later this year. Never mind. I was excited because I saw it.
You
Let's
know,
see.
the Goonies
Psycho,
was
65 years. All right.
Psycho. There it is. There it is.
All right. What were you saying about
Goonies was directed by Rich Donner, who also directed all of those original Superman movies for the most part.
Yeah.
I did not know
Donner
that.
Superman.
Huh.
Me neither. That is wonderful.
You went and looked up Goonies facts?
I'm hitting up IMDb. It's like my go-to thing right here. Mel Gibson not only starred in Braveheart.
Directed.
He damn near
Okay.
directed that movie all the way through.
Yeah. That honestly was my favorite movie of all time for quite a while. I saw that movie so many freaking times when it was in the theater. Me and some friends joked at one point about starting a bagpipe band. That I wish that Adaxius was here because he's our great bagpipe player of the Discord. And a lot of our songs and stuff were going to be quotes from the movie, like "Head in a Basket" was going to be one of the names, and things like that. Outlawed Pipes. Just oh man, I love
You're
that
my
movie
God.
so
you
much.
have homework for next podcast you're on. Just saying.
Yeah, we got to start a bagpipe band.
Let's do it.
Amazing. Was Inception the first time? So that's a Nolan directed
Yeah,
film.
Christopher Nolan.
Nolan had quite a few films beforehand. Also, let's not forget.
Yeah, Memento and Batman.
Oh my God. Yep.
At least the first
Dark
two
Knight.
Batman movies.
Dark Knight Returns. Dark Knight Returns is such a classic. Was that the first time we had the Hans Zimmer Blue Note or whatever, the brown note from Hans Zimmer?
Brown.
Was that Inception? Did that do that to us? Because man, that became iconic for nearly the next decade.
Yeah, it was Inception. Hans Zimmer started it in Inception, and then it just exploded in popularity for a while, especially with the Batman soundtracks.
Yeah, but
When
there's
they
only
were
one
going through that.
Hans, in my opinion, and that's Hans Gruber. Nobody else mattered. And Die Hard. So
Best villain ever.
Is it Christmas? Is he falling off the tower right now?
Oh man.
soon.
Hans Gruber.
Yes. So
What a
yeah,
jam.
no, good movies. Yeah. I'm a movie freak. So yeah.
I love it. I love it. All right, well, guys, this was an excellent episode. Completely disorganized.
If you do say so yourself.
Yeah, I enjoyed myself. Listen, I'm gonna have a great time listening. Tomorrow, tonight, right now. Oh my god, I'm listening to this right now. Oh my god.
Oh my god. We can
Oh
reminisce
my
about
God.
an hour ago. Sweet.
Is this podcast Inception?
Remember
now.
when Lark brought up the Asp Scout?
0
I
days.
remember.
Woohoo! It
I
wasn't me this
remember.
time.
Guys, go ahead and visit us at loosescrewsed.com. We've got also we're going to put some links. Did I cut out? Am I here?
Yeah,
You cut out, you're back.
You're here now. Yeah, you just faded for a sec.
Well,
But when's now going to be now?
Go to the website. We have the link in the show notes. We got stuff there. Come to the Discord. Links in the show notes. We have fun. There's lots of memes. We generally don't take ourselves too seriously. There's that. And also we have a Patreon. If you'd like to contribute, we put a lot of that money, in fact, back into the community for a lot of really cool things. Maybe we'll throw some prizes out there sometime for like a CQC night. If you kill Chig, we'll send you something. I don't know. We'll figure that out.
We
Even
don't
though
have enough
CQC
money for that.
Yeah, CQC doesn't quite work that way, does it? You're gonna kill Chig in CQC.
And you're going to be
for
killed by Chig a few times, probably. Pretty
Yeah.
sure.
And
What
then
a fan.
Musketeer's going to get there, and we're all going to go
Oh,
mining
God.
instead.
Yeah.
Has
and I got a
resume.
tattoo this week. Forgot to mention that.
Yeah.
I got Serenity on my chest because my daughter turned 18 and wanted matching tattoo with my father. So we both got a Serenity with a
Aw.
couple of leaves floating around it. So it's
Oh my
leaf on a wind
god!
theme, kind of thing. Yeah. So that's
You can't take the sky from me. That is a beautiful sheer
Exactly.
tattoo.
Exactly. That's what I thought. Well, here's the thing. Her middle name is River because,
Oh man.
we were watching Firefly back then, absolutely loved the movie and thought that was a good name. So that was her middle name.
Mm-hmm.
My last name is Simonson. So Simon is in that movie, and then found a whole bunch of just other parallels that went with her.
Hey.
So that movie and that TV series is kind of fit.
It's nice
It's
when
kind of
things
funny.
work out. That's awesome.
Yeah, well, ever since, for like the last 10 years, I just come home sometimes. She'd come home from school and she'd be watching Serenity or some random episode of the show. So it's kind of been like our family, her entire life, basically. So it seemed
That's
a fitting
awesome.
tattoo. Yeah. Yeah. So there you go.
That's beautiful.
That's my good father moment, getting a
What
tattoo
a-
with
I
my
love
child.
What a way to send us off.
There we go.
And I think with that, that's it. So
Yeah.
enjoy your tattoo. Make sure you put some unscented goop on it to keep it hydrated. And there's your PSA, folks. Stay hydrated, keep that skin moist, and everybody say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. Cheese of the week is
The red zones for loading and unloading.